Have you ever wondered or thought about what it's like to backpack and travel Southeast Asia? Well, if so, then stick around because this video may be for you. Here is a little glimpse into what happened to us last year.
We finished the trip. How you feeling, man?
Mate, I feel like we've been away for so long, but it's only been 2.5 months.
Literally like 2 and a bit months. Feel like we crammed in this kind of the season's worth of travelling in 2 months.
On the 2nd of January 2019, myself and my 3 mates left the UK to explore Southeast Asia. We started off in the north of Thailand, spending our days out climbing monasteries in Lampang, trekking through the jungles, to then making our way further north to experience our first time meeting the elephants in a beautiful sanctuary in Chiang Mai. From there we left to explore Pai. The journey there was hard, but certainly worth it in the end. And yes, that is me smashing on the hula hoop at Pai Circus Hostel. Socialising in these vibrant atmospheres, we ended up with a big hostel crew for a night out on the town. One of the best things about travelling is the people you meet on your journey.
Come on in, take all the crew, and we're sending it in Pai. Come on then, that way we're going that way, team marker all.
After Thailand, we set our eyes on a new country and a new stamp in the passport. Hello, Vietnam. Starting in the north in the city of Hanoi, first hostel on our Vietnamese journey, bar for a few beverages. Yep, cheers to that then, guys. The goal was to end up down south in Ho Chi Minh City, but we did make a couple detours, like our spontaneous visit and the hidden gem that is Phu Quoc Island. Where was this island? How long would it take?
55-minute flight.
Mate,
Be there
it's going to be like
Be there super soon, mate. Nearly there. Go straight on the beach. This is what we need. We need to get a tan game on.
Now this island was amazing and definitely a highlight of the trip. For a place we didn't even know about until the night before, what a great find and recommendation from our travel friends. After Phu Quoc was time for yet another country. Cambodia was next, making our way on tuk-tuks and seeking out our booked boat journey for a switch up of new terrain. Lastly on the wish list, South Thailand for the full circle. From meeting our Canadian friends in town of Ao Nang to the beach hopping with them on the long-tail boats. Sun, sea and sand in the 360 degree. I mean, wow, absolutely stunning. Then to exploring the night markets in Krabi, checking out all the street stalls. Up to this point we hadn't seen much at night, so it was nice to see all the locals and their community. And now to that finishing line. Last place to visit was Koh EP5 for our remaining few days. Another one of our highlights had to be Pili Lagoon. Highly recommend this place.
Ben, what are you saying, bud? Oh, look at him. Oh, I can't even believe this, bud.
Massive thanks to our boat tour guide. You, my friend, gave us such a great experience of the PP Islands, and which we felt like was the perfect place to finish our trip. Ladies and gents, a big huge warm welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? My name is Benjamin Harding and I like to upload these travel videos of my experiences, so hopefully they can help you with yours in the future. Right, so first things first is booking them flights to your destination. Now there's a few different ways about going about doing this. Certain sites like Skyscanner or Kayak, you can normally find a certain range of prices to do that. I do know that if you book in advance, you'll save a fair bit of money on your budget normally. I mean, when we left in January, we originally booked the flights in August. So in terms of when you want to go, maybe think about that as well. Next up on the list is travel easy bags. Now you want this to be comfortable, you want this to be accessible, and you also want this to be lightweight. You're going to be carrying this across many different terrain over quite a bit of duration. So these are very key important things to consider. When I used to travel, I used to use one of these, but now I use one of these. Decent size, got padding on the back for your shoulders, quite big, got loads of pockets, decent first bag for backpacking. I also have that one on my back and then this one on my front, equal out the weight, which tends to help for stability with walking and going long distance. So next up on the list is a very key important one. It is travel vaccines. You need to make sure that you get these way in advance before your departure date. What I did was I registered with my local medical practice. I asked them what jabs I've already had, what I need to have. They put me on a course of all the essentials and the ones that would be most advised bearing on my route, and then I got that sorted and done before then I was due to fly and head off. Up next, a very important one, which is money sources. Now I took 3 things with me for the trip. First one, which is cash. I'm from the UK, so I had Great British Pounds on me, as well as destination currency I was going to, so Thai bahts. I also had a little bit extra on me just in case if anything did happen. Touch wood, it didn't know, but just saying. Second one is a debit card of your personal bank, so just a backup for you to get money out just in case. And then the third one was a travel prepaid money card. The one that I used was post office, but I do know that if you use it and get out more bigger amounts, then it saves you on bank charges and helps you in the long run for your travels. Just to know, a little quick pro tip with holding your money whilst over there, I tend to not use a wallet just because it could easily fall out of my pockets. I was wearing swimming shorts most of the time, so I use one of these, which is basically just like a waist wallet. It's got all the pockets in there, you can put your notes in there, your debit card in there, and it's pretty secure, and it's around your waist, so you know it's always going to be there. Good little thing to have for your travels as well. Next up is very important one, it's visas. So how long you want to stay in that country, have a look, do the research in terms of what visa you need. I remember with our travels with Thailand, we didn't need one, but we were allowed up to 30 days within the country. They stamped the passport on that one, I think. Vietnam, we did need one. We applied online. I'll be sure to put the link in the description box below. We picked it up at the airport and that gave us 30 days in Vietnam as well. And then third one, Cambodia. I remember we got it there on arrival. We did need a passport photo for it though, so make sure that you have a few of those on you just in case for that as well. Another quick handy tip, being organised when you're travelling is also a very great thing to be. I bought one of these, I think off Amazon. It's basically like a passport holder. My passport stays in there so I always know where it is. Got a pen in there for like writing out visa forms. I keep my passport photos in there with the visa documentation just in case if someone does call me on the border, then I can whip it out straight away. It's in there and I know where it is. Perfect. So moving on, the best apps to use for your travels. Now with this one, I use Currency Converter. I pretty much use this every single day. In terms of swapping over your money, they give like the most recent exchange rates. So my Great British Pounds to Thai baht or to Vietnamese dong. I always used to refer to this just so I knew I have like an idea of how much it was going to be. The second one is the personal banking app. So with my Barclays card, I wanted to know how much I could swap money over to, etc. And then the third one, which was the prepaid money card, I had an app for that as well, so I could swap money over when I needed to pay for things. apps that I used for accommodation. So the first one, which was Hostel World, that worked in terms of finding the prices for the different location of hostels. Second one, which is Booking.com, that also helped very well. And then lastly, which was Maps.me. Now this is kind of like a version of Google Maps. We never had any 3G, we was always relying on Wi-Fi. So we basically pre-downloaded the maps of the places that we were going to, and then used that for finding restaurants, cafes, and hostels as well. We also pinned locations so we know of the route that we were taking and for it to look back on, which is good as well. Which brings me on to the next point, accommodation booking. So I get this question quite a few times. Whether you choose to spend more time or less time, it is completely upon your personal preference. On our travels we did a rule of 3, so this was basically the first day we got our bearings and we checked in, we found out where everything was. The second day we'd explore, maybe do a tourist attraction, see what was going on in that town or city, and then the third we'd basically pack all our stuff up, check out, and then move on to the next place. Moving on to the very important one, which is your budget. Now every person can be different with how much they want to spend, how much they've got to spend, etc. But remember to calculate all the costs. So the first one, which would be travel expenses, so flights, trains, buses, all the different ways that you get around, remember to calculate for that. The second one, which would be accommodation costs, so how much you pay for hostels, and then also food and drink. You're probably going to be eating, drinking maybe once or twice a day, so obviously calculate that into your budget as well. The other cost that you may have, which would be trip excursions, so if you want to go out and do a boat trip, or you want to go and do a bar crawl, etc., and have a bit of socialising. And then the last one that I put on there, which is personal spending, so that's extra drinking or just going out and partying and having a good time. Remember to calculate those costs as well, can add on too. One of the next points to touch on, which is one that I get asked quite a few times, which is what is the best route to take. Now with this, I mean, it's all personal preference, it's all based on your research and what you want to tick off and what you want to do. With our trip, we started off in Bangkok, we made our way up north, Thailand, and then over to Vietnam, and then basically just did a clockwise circle trying to see everything that we could. And finally, saving this one till last, it is useful travel equipment. So I've already mentioned the backpacks, the 60 litre and the 20 litre, the wallet, the passport holder. Next up on my list is got to be a travel adapter. Now this one I've got is pretty much like a worldwide one, universal. The reason why I like this one so much is because it's got 3 USB ports in it. So not only when I've got it charged and I can charge my phone, my iPad, I can also charge a battery pack or something else of my choice as well, which is really, really good. So being on the road non-stop, you're not always going to have access to charging your electrical stuff. I bought one of these before I left Asia, and I'm not going to lie, it has saved my life so many times. On your travels, you're also going to be using your phones and all your equipment, so it does tend to wear down the battery. This, with one charge, charges up proper quick, it's proper affordable, and I actually still use this every day, each day today. So yeah, great little buy that, and very, very useful for your trip. A durable USB cable. Now this isn't essential, but it certainly helped me in the past. This is the one that I've got. It's got like a material around the outside, so it keeps it quite sturdy. The amount of times that I've pulled them out of my bag and I've ripped them and stuff, I've gone through quite a few, so that's why I purchased this one, and yeah, it's still holding up pretty good, which is good. Next up on the list is the almighty packing cubes. Now I didn't know a clue what these were before I went to Southeast Asia, and I'm going to show you to them right now. These are the ones that I've got. These are nice and red, they're from Amazon as well. I've got different sizes just so they fit in my bag pretty well. I use the big one for like the trousers and what have you, and then that's the t-shirts. I put the boxes in that one, and then I put the socks in that one. Basically it makes all of your kit and clothes and that organised within the backpack, and then so wherever you need to get anything, you can dive right into it and you know where it is. Super efficient, super easy, and also well good to have. Next two are very important for using the washroom facilities within the hostel. So the first one that I've got is the washroom bag. This one pretty much like folds out. It's got a hook on the top, so you're going to hook it onto the door. Everything there pretty much nice and easy, which is good. And then the second one, which is the travel towel. Now these are awesome in terms of like, because it dries real quickly, it's super lightweight, you can proper fold it up into like, it's very compact, and it's amazing to use because it's just proper travel handy and easy to pack. Awesome. So just a quick side note, one thing that I made a big mistake with was packing too much stuff. You'd end up throwing stuff out just because not only is it really heavy to carry it on your journey, but you'd want to pick up stuff whilst you're out there as well. So a bit of memorabilia or souvenirs. The way that I like to look at it is like, if you have 7 days worth of clothes, and then when you go to different hostels, just remember to wash your stuff, and then you can just keep reusing the clothing instead of having so much to carry all the time, which is good. So that is all for me today with this episode. I hope that sharing this information with you guys helps you with your future travels. If you like this video, go give it a nice little thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button for more travel videos. Once again, it has been an absolute pleasure hosting you guys. If you do have any questions at all, feel free to hit me up in the comment section below. But for now, we'll see you all in the next episode. I wonder what I'll do my next episode on. Can't wait. We'll see you soon.